Erzembargo.
Jurgen, first of all, obviously Dominic Solanke's been allowed to leave and Nathaniel Klein's been allowed to go on loan as well to Bournemouth. Just tell us the thinking behind that, and does that free up some space within the squad for you to surprise us in this window by maybe bringing someone in?
So, probably not, but the two different cases obviously, but it's all about, football is a business obviously on one hand side, on the other hand side we have to care about people and we have to care about their situation, and I think for Dom it was now absolutely right to go. It was a bit unlucky for him in the moments when there was space for him and it was easier to come in the team, then he had injuries, and in other moments when the team was the squad was full and we had different options, then he trained pretty well, but you cannot stay confident over that long period, especially not at age group. He didn't play a lot for Chelsea. That's the thing, and so he needed to play football now. And Bournemouth made a good offer, to be honest, and for him it's a really good opportunity. And you have to think about: could there be a moment in the next half year where the situation would have changed for him? Maybe yes. But that's how I said. Especially, in the future we want to sign young players or want to keep our young players here as well. But we don't want to block them in a moment when we see that maybe something else could be better for them. So that's an important thing. With Kleiny, you can imagine as a manager having an option like Kleiny is good. It's good, but in the last 2 years. So when I came in, Kleiny played, I think, I don't know exactly, but it felt like each game. He was always fit, could always play, and was a very important part of the squad and of the team in that time. Then he got this injury, a back problem, which nobody knew in the beginning how long it will take, and it took quite a while. And in that time, it changed in the team. That's how it is. And Joe was fit, Trent came up, and then that's again having Kleiny then in. It's for a manager still okay, but he is in an age where he has to play as well. He wants to play. That's clear. So he came and asked if he can go, and I thought about it and said then yes you can, and because we have options, other options, younger boys coming up and all that stuff. So it's a similar situation. You can always keep a player, but to keep him in the right shape and with the right amount of confidence, that's not always easy like that. So they have to play more usually than Kleiny did in the last around about 2 years, I think. So that's the other decision, and it's again Bournemouth. That's more a coincidence than anything else.
Also talk this week that Daniel Sturridge could be offered a new contract. Is that correct?
Oh, a new contract? No, we didn't really talk about that. We never before, so why should we start now with things like that? So it's nothing to say about these things. As long as the boys are here, pretty much everything is possible.
Obviously, after the game against Manchester City, I think one of the first questions was, how do you expect the boys to react to that first league defeat? Have you noticed anything different in the way that they've reacted in the days since? Have you had to do anything more to pick them up after that?
No. Unfortunately, all footballers are pretty experienced in dealing with defeats because there are times when you lose games. That's how it is. So in the season, it's now the first one in the league. We lost 4 games before, so and we always reacted well. It's no, there was no special thing. It was how I understood the game, how I saw the game. It was unlucky in decisive moments, but that's absolutely okay because you cannot always be on the lucky side. I think I said it after the game against City at home. They missed the penalty, so that could have been already a defeat, and it wasn't, and things like that. So that's absolutely okay. I was fine with the performance. I was fine with how we took the intensity of the game, and it was difficult for Man City. That's the job for us to do. So I was really fine with what we did there. And then we lost. That's not so cool, but how I said, everybody saw it. It was a very tight game, and from my point of view, we were never on level with City since I'm in. We won games against them, since Pep is in especially. We won games against them, but in these games, City was better. We only scored more goals. We defended them really well, but it was like, I don't know exactly the possession, but let me say it was probably at least 60-40 for them in all the games, but we won them. And now it was 50-50. We had our moments. We caused them completely different problems to the games we caused them before, but because they adapted to the new situation as well. We couldn't find the spaces like we found them in the games before. But so it's an open game, and that's the best thing you can say about your team. If you play an open game against City, that must be a good game, and it was a good game.
I'll go to Sam. We'll come back to me if this was from Sam.
Yeah, Simon Mignolet.
Will play. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and just on his attitude in training, obviously, because he knows most of the time he's not going to play, but does it sort of sum up what you want from all the players who maybe aren't playing regularly, his attitude every day?
Oh, the goalkeeper position is a different one, that's it. But if Simon is, if I could write a book about all the good things I could say about him. I'm not sure if you saw it before the Man City game in the warming up. He had 7-8 incredible saves. I was not sure if I'm happy about that, or I thought, come on, let him gain a bit of confidence, but he gets them from everywhere, and that was really, that's how he is. He's a fantastic professional, and did brilliantly so far. Keeps, like all the boys who don't play constantly, week in and week out, they keep the level really high in training. So our kind of A versus B matches are unbelievable high quality, and that's because the boys they're a little bit in behind, but Sai is a Premier League goalkeeper. Everybody knows that, and so I'm really happy for him that he can have that game. And it will be a difficult game. On top, it's maybe good for a goalie. He will have. I'm pretty sure he have the opportunity to show up a few times, and yeah, good.
What's your thinking in terms of your team selection? Will it be a chance to give some of those who maybe not have much pitch time a chance?
Oh yes, we have to. We have to. That's clear. We came through the intense period now somehow. Okay, but of course we have to make changes. How many I don't know, but we have to. There's no chance for anything else.
And just going back to what you said about when you let Kleiny go, you had other options of right back and some young ones coming in. There's been some suggestion Kiana, who has been training with you, I mean, is he one for the future, or is he one?
No, he's one for the future, of course. But what we will do with him now for the game, I don't know. But he's one for the future. He's 16 years old. He turns 17, I think, in a few days. Kichana. So that's the thing. If Joel and Joe would have been fit all time now, then probably Kichana would not have been in training. But now he was in and is still in, and it's just a joy to watch him. It's an incredible, confident young fella, and he's really good players on top. So that's nice that we can see him now day in and day out. That's really cool, and for sure for the future. And when the future starts, I don't know. But he's in, and he learns a lot, and he improves a lot. That will happen automatically, and so it's a nice, nice prospect for the next months and years.
So maybe not for the Wolves game.
I don't know. We'll see.
Just one more. Sorry. Just one. Sorry. You also mentioned as well, since you've been here, you said you were never on the level with City.
In a game.
In a game. I say you now believe that.
No, in that game it was. Look at the stats. Yes, they had ups, we had ups, we had downs, they had downs, stuff like that. We dominated, they dominated. That's true. They had their chances, we had our chances. So it was just a different game to the other games we played. When we when we won last year Champions League first leg 3-0 at home, was a brilliant game. But we were under pressure in a lot of moments. I don't know, except when we won 4-3, I don't know if we had more than 4 shots on target. I don't know it anymore, but we were quite clinical that day. what helps, of course, we're brave, played a fantastic game, but now you have to play against City. So in the moments when you get the ball, you have to make the best of it. And now this game was different. Like the first game against City was already different. And that's an important step for us, of course. It's very important that we see that it's not luck and using the momentum, stuff like that. That was a really tough game for both teams. They were always tough and always difficult for both teams, but still different. And this game was different to all the others we played so far. And away at City is the most difficult football game you can imagine in a moment. And we played that and we lost 2-1, yes. But if you have a look at the game, I think nobody would have been surprised if it would have been a draw. And if the luck would have been on our side, we could have won the game. You know, if their ball is not in, our ball is in, it's 2-1, and what does that change? Yeah? Nothing performance-wise, result-wise, the world. So that's the situation. So it's all okay, it's over, and we played them now twice this season. And I'm not sure if we play them again this season. In other competition, it's possible, not in the Premier League, and now let's play the rest of the season.
We'll go across left to right before we go to the Embargo. David?
It's fair to say that Curtis Jones is one of those players who might be close to pushing into this team as well.
Curtis is another good example. It's just a fantastic player. He's now with us for, when did they come up? Like February last year or whatever. So, and it's just brilliant to have them around. And if you would see them every day, and you could see how big the steps are they make. And a fantastic young professionals, really included in an outstanding good group. So there's the education in the dressing room is brilliant. So they see how you have to behave with one and how you can. So you show your football, be confident, be funny, you be childish if you want. In the moments, that's how it is. There's no problem. You don't have to act like a 40-year-old guy. And all these things, that's what they learn. Rafa Camacho is the same. So we have a lot of these young boys we are constantly around, and I'm really happy about that. But they have all the time in the world. They are really young, and it's not about pushing them in a situation where if the good thing is if one of these boys will play on Monday or not, if they want to play, then it's all my responsibility. So they only have the opportunity to show up and play football, and all of the things that don't work is my responsibility and my fault if it would happen, because then I made the wrong decision and they were not ready. That's how it is, but it's not a problem for the future. It would be only a problem for the moment. So they are here in the right place, and it's absolutely nice to have them around.
Just how's Joe Gomez getting on?
Yeah, it's getting better. It's getting better, but not yet involved. Like Joel, probably maybe is a bit closer. I'm not sure, but hopefully Joel moves completely normal. We have to see how the bone healing is. That's always how it is if something is broken. But from his movements, it looks nearly normal. But still a few days to go until we can have him in the team training, until he's ready for contact. For centre half, pretty important. And until then, we will make all the fitness work. The good thing now is he can do all the fitness work already since, I think, a week or so. Means when he will be back, he will be at least 100% fit, and then you have to get rhythm, and then everything will be fine.